What's going on, guys? It's Des again. Welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I'm going to do a quick Q&A with you guys. What I did was I gathered information from some of the comments that you guys have left for some of my videos. And what I did was I gathered comments from you guys that I see more of. So I have quite a list here of some of the questions you guys have been asking, and I'm here to answer it. So let's get into it. All right, guys. So Q&A with me. Question number one: is there a swim test involved? Okay, so I've been getting this question a lot. There is no swim test required on a reserve BMQ. Okay, whether it's weekend or it's full time. All right, so there's no swim test required. I know some of you were nervous because you don't know how to swim. I'm not a great swimmer myself, so you know what? That's a sigh of relief for you guys. There's no swim test involved on a weekend or a full-time BMQ. I know the regular force have a swim test, and due to the COVID-19, I'm not sure if they're even running swim tests anymore, or it might be just paused. So that's an unknown, and due to the fact people are going to be in the water, so I can see where they're coming from. All right. Question number two: how often do you do PT on a weekend BMQ course, and how long is the run? So it is the military that people are joining. You are going to be doing PT. Starts on Saturday morning and Sunday morning. So your Friday night is more of you showing up, especially in a weekend BMQ. You show up, and then Saturday and Sunday you do PT. You're up about 5 o'clock. You will be doing a run, but not all the time. You may be doing a march with your small pack or rucksack if you get issued it. You'll be doing that. You may be doing circuit training inside, and that's going to be depending on what the weather is like outside. Now for the run, we don't, in the beginning, you're not running like crazy miles. You're running about a 2 kilometer run. And then what we do is we basically increase it as we go along on course. So for the first few weeks, you're going to be running about 2K. And then after that, we're going to increase it. All right. So yeah, there is going to be a bit of running. Okay. Get yourself prepared, especially if you're not good at running. Get yourself, in shape. Spend a few weeks just doing light jogging and stuff. Okay. And that's pretty much about it. Okay. Question number three: how much kit are you given? Okay. You are given a lot of kit. If you guys have seen in my last videos, you are given a lot of kit. And that's just how it is when you join the military. And that's what you get on your basic training. They give you everything you need for summer to winter. And what happens after you get your kit, you're going to go back to your armory with your core staff. And that's where we're going to show you guys how to mark your kit. Right? So you are going to get a lot of kit. It's wise on the Sunday when you're getting ready to go home, you have a ride, right? Because it's so much kit, you can't carry it. And the reason is you're not allowed to take it on public transit because you're not going to get through the doors. And two, you have to have eyes on your kit. Okay. So if someone decides to take something from you, you don't notice it, it's gone. Okay. So we advise that you have someone come pick you up, Uber it if you have to, just to get you all that kit home. Okay. Question number four: what happens on your first weekend of BMQ? Okay, so what happens on your first weekend of BMQ? You're going to be contacted by the course warrant officer. He or she's going to give you some instructions, timings to show up down at whatever army you're having your course. You're going to show up the Friday night around 7 o'clock. You're going to meet their staff. There's going to be lots of paperwork and things like that to do. We're going to show you guys how to set up your cots for sleeping, and then we're going to get ready for the next day. So what happens is Saturday morning, you're up at 5 o'clock in PT strip. You're going to do your first go at PT. What you're going to do is called a Cooper's test. The Cooper's test basically it's a test. It's a system that we use to see where everyone's physical fitness levels are at. Okay, so that you get that in the beginning, and then at the end of your course, we'll do another Cooper's test. This is to show where your physical fitness level is and as it progresses throughout the remainder of your course. And then the Saturday morning, you're going to go and get all your kit. Like I talked to you guys about before, all the kit you're going to get. You're going to go down to clothing stores. You're going to get all the kit you're going to need. You're going to come back around the afternoon. You're going to get breakfast, you're going to get lunch that day too. You're going to come back to your armory and you're going to mark your kit, and then your staff is going to show you how to dress, put on your uniform, tie up your boots, how your laces and things like that go, shaping your beret. After that, you're going to, around the, either before supper or just after, you're going to do your first drill lesson, right? And then you're going to progress from there on. Sunday morning, you're going to get up, do your PT in the morning, and then you're going to do drill for the remainder of the day. You will also be doing lots of classes on that first BMQ weekend. Okay, so you're going to be sitting at a desk and you're going to be listening to the course officer and the course warrant officer talk about everything about conduct, discipline, you know, things like that you need to know. Okay, because you're now new to the military, so you need to know all the rules and all the regulations. Okay, question number 5. Now I get asked this question a lot. How can I study for the Canadian Forces Aptitude Test, your CFAT test, right? Now, what I usually recommend to people who I'm speaking to about thinking about joining the military is reach out to the recruiter who contacts you and ask them for a practice CFAT test, right? They should be able to send you a link where you can get a practice CFAT test so you know what type of questions will be on that CFAT. So that's probably one of the best ideas I can give to you guys is ask your brigade recruiter. They're the ones who are going to be doing all your paperwork and things like that. Ask them for a practice CFAT test. Okay, the next question, what happens if I fail a test? Okay, don't worry. You're going to be given another chance to redo that test, okay? Whether it's your CFAT or your force test. The recruiter is going to give you, I believe it's a couple of weeks, and then you're going to come back and you're going to redo that test. When you're on BMQ, you're going to get lots of tests throughout your BMQ course. Don't really worry too much because we will give you as much opportunities to pass and to get that out of the way, okay? So there's going to be lots of opportunities to redo your test if you do fail. So don't worry too much about that. Okay, this is a question I get. Am I too old to join the military? So I get this from older people who are interested in joining the military. Okay, you're never too old to join the military as long as you're in good shape. Now, the requirement for joining the reserves, you have to be 16 years of age with your parents' consent, up to 55 years of age. Of course, I'm currently teaching on there are some recruits who are in their 40s. The last few courses that I've had in the past year, I've had someone who's 50, 51, 52. And they're able to do the BMQ. They've gone into their developed DP1 course and have passed, and they're still parading with the respective units. Now, if you are just at the end of the spectrum, say you're 54, 55, yes, you can still join. What happens after you complete your course? You're gonna, if you want to continue, you're gonna need to go to your CO, and you're gonna have to get permission from your CO, in which he or she will extend you by a couple of years. So I think it's every 2 years. So every 2 years you can get reapply, right? So it's because you're at the limit of the age spectrum that's required if you want to continue. Okay, so this is another question. How and what can I do to prepare myself for the force test? Okay, this is simple, and I've stated in some of my videos. If you're out of shape, give yourself 6 to 8 weeks to prepare before you even apply to the military, right? If you know you're going to apply, give yourself 6 to 8 weeks, do some physical fitness activities, build up that stamina. And then once you apply, you do your CFAT test, and then you do your force test. The force test is not hard. I will try to put out a video of myself doing the force test so you guys can see some of the things that you have to do for the force test. It's not really difficult. It's slightly challenging, but it's not difficult. So once I can get that video out, you guys can see what it's about. You can even practice it on your own and prepare yourself to do the force test if you're thinking about joining the military. Oh, this is a good one. How often do reservists get paid? So reservists, being a Class A reservist, which I am, you're gonna get paid twice a month, on the 15th and the 30th. Just like any job you have, you get paid on the 15th and the 30th, and that's gonna depend on how often you're parading with your unit, how many exercises you go to, right? And if there's opportunities for more employment at your unit and during the daytime, if they need people to do stores or check vehicles and stuff like that, and you have that time, take every opportunity to go down, earn some extra money, and you're also going to learn, right? So you get paid twice a month. Hey, this is an interesting question that I've been hearing a lot. Does the military cater to vegetarians slash vegans? Right. So the military does cater to vegetarians, not as much to vegans. The reason is vegetarians can eat certain types of food, right? Where vegans are very specific on what they're eating. Okay, usually because I tried vegan and I found it a little difficult. It was great, but to prepare a meal for, say, example, one person, like, so, and I've had vegans on two of my basic training courses. They just eat vegetarian food, right? And you do get a vegetarian meal on the BMQ weekends, and when you're at bases and stuff like that, you just let them know when you're in line to get your meal that you are vegetarian. It is a little difficult for vegans because of, no oil, no kind of chemicals, no flour and things like that. So the Army knows about vegans. It's only such a really tiny percentage of people who become vegans, and I've talked to a few of them, and due to the fact that the Army doesn't really cater to vegans, they just eat vegetarian type meals and they're fine with it. There it is. If you are vegetarian or vegan, you have to also consider that. Ask your recruiter. They should be able to give you a lot more information. But based on my experience, there are more vegetarians in the military nowadays than there are vegans. Okay, here's a good question, and I've been asked this many times. I have allergies. Would that hamper me joining? Okay, if you do have allergies when you are applying to the military, especially the reserves, regular force reserve, both things, you need to let your recruiter know that you have allergies, because you're going to have to do a medical. There's a medical questionnaire that you have to fill out. Now, two of the allergies the Army really looks at is one, asthma. So if you have asthma, it depends on the severity. The military will ask you to go to your family doctor or specialist and get a second opinion and get some information. So if you know you have severe asthma, still apply, talk to a recruiter and see what can get done. If it's mild or you haven't done it in a while, the military still needs to know, okay? Because if you get through the process and you start your basic training and you have an asthma attack or something, your staff will need to know that, right? And they'll know what to do. Then the other one is for insect bites. So a lot of people are allergic to bees. Same thing with the questionnaire. You have to let them know what you're allergic to. Everyone's got EpiPens, and the military seems to be pretty good with that, as long as you have your EpiPen. And now it's going to based on the severity of your allergies, whether it's from insect bites or it's food. You have to let the medical staff know when you're going through your recruiting process and when you're in the field. Okay, so we do have, in my unit, we have a couple people who bring their EpiPens anytime we go out in the field due to they have an allergic reaction to bee stings. So yes, allergies, the Army looks at it very carefully, and then your medical doctor will decide if you are to proceed or not with your application. So this continues with kind of like military dive training. What is the development phase course like? Now, the development phase course is different for each trade. Okay, I can't speak for all the other trades. I can kind of speak for the infantry because myself, I was ex-infanteer, and I can speak about combat engineers. So your DP1 or your development phase 1 courses, that is your trades course. So whatever trade you're getting into, you have to go do that course to be qualified in that trade. Okay, and the lengths of each course is going to vary. The engineers, I believe, is the longest DP1 course run. I think it's between 10 or 12 weeks. All right, and then you have courses that are only 4 weeks to 6 weeks long. So it depends on the length of the course. Okay, this is an interesting question that I saw a few of. Can a reservist join special operations? Yes, reservists can join special operations, but you need to be fully qualified and you need to have time in your unit. It's basically the time you're putting into your regiment, your attitude, your motivation, your willingness to learn, things like that. And what happens when you do apply, like you have to write what is called a memo saying, I would like to apply to this unit in special operations. It's going to be up to your CO, right? If the CO thinks, yes, this person is switched on, is physically fit, has their head screwed on straight, and they're gung-ho, eager, willing to learn, willing to take on different type of responsibilities, and then your CO will authorize it, okay? If you're a brand new private, you just came off your BMQ and your DP1 course, okay, you're still new. Your CO will pretty much tell you you need to put some time in. Okay, so you can apply to special operations as a reservist. Now, certain spec ops units will take reservists, some won't. Okay, and you have to do your research and get some information through your chain of command. And finally, okay, this is for some people who have asked me this question: can a reservist switch to regular force? Yes, you can. You're going to transfer from the reserves to the reg force. Okay, and you have to, same thing, you have to put up a memo. Okay, one thing, guys, with memos, you're gonna learn that in your basic training. Anything you need, you have to write a memo. Okay, so you will put a transfer to from the reserves to the regs, and it takes it could take anywhere between 1 year to a lot longer, and that's gonna depend on the availability of that position in that regular force unit. Okay, so if there's no positions, then your application will be be in limbo. You will be contacted by a regular force staff who handle transfers from reserves to regular force. So you have to kind of keep in touch with them. But yes, a reservist can transfer over to the regular force. All right, guys. So there's some of the questions that you guys have put in the comment section that I've accumulated, put it together. You know, talked about the question, give you as good an answer as I can give you. If you have more comments, you guys can post it down in the comment section. I want to thank you all, my subscribers, for supporting my channel. If you're new to this channel, hey, welcome aboard. Please do make sure you subscribe and you hit that notification bell so you know when I post more and informative videos. And I am working on more videos for you guys to see about the different trades. There are a lot more trades I would like to do videos on, so because you guys have been requesting, so I'm working to make sure that's done for you guys. All right, so thanks a lot, guys, for joining me. Catch you in the next video.